Yeah, she looks so beautiful and tranquil up there, and she's going through some kind of tantric training where she's trying to teach small dogs like Bubbles how to steal purses at tourist destinations like Honolulu.
What? Wait a minute. What?
Well, how else is she going to pay for it? It's not cheap staying in Bali.
Oh my God.
And she's staying at a nice resort.
Oh man.
And she has her own swimming pool.
Huh? Yeah. I mean,
Can she afford that?
dude. I mean, in Thailand,
That hasn't been asked yet.
$12 a night. I had my own pool, my
Yeah.
own $12. I was like,
Should I
whoa,
or
dude.
should I not give Bubbles a little piece of this?
You can
cake?
give him a tiny bit, yeah.
Okay, because
He's a good boy.
I just don't
He's
want-
a very good boy.
I don't want him to shit all over everything until he gets home and gets on your bed.
The bed is in the van for now.
Yeah. Well, that good. I actually think about Bubbles. I was worried a little bit.
Oh my God, he was kidnapped the other day. She lied. She told me he was gone. She locked the door behind me, and I knew he was in there on the pillow. And she's like, no, he ran up the road. I'm like, he was just inside. And you know what I mean? I was like,
So,
Last trip?
this woman, no, go ahead. Is this woman just a lunatic? Or has she got a special affinity for driving you crazy?
I have never met such a tornado in my life. I mean, it was like almost like God sends me these people so that I have the grand example of the worst thing that he couldn't be up against.
Yeah.
And it's because like I have such a huge heart and they have such a black heart. There's like this magnetic polarity.
Black as hell, as dark as night.
Yeah, what is
More
going on?
Shakespeare, I thought.
Really?
Black as hell, dark as night. I thought thee fair, and held thee bright. Thou art as dark as hell, as black as night. Oh, just kidding, you're fine.
Dude,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you have no idea." I'm like, "I think I am getting her some sort of picture
I'm
here."
getting an idea, and by the way, as regards you, it's not a favorable idea.
Yeah. So she wants me to pay. I mean, which is not bad. I told her I would if I could have left my stuff in storage. It was $160 a
Yeah.
month or whatever, and it's been 4.5 months. She stored my stuff, but she also
Inside
went.
the house.
Yeah, and she's like, I spent thousands of hours going through your stuff. I'm like, well, I didn't ask you to do that.
And-
I asked you to leave it alone. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, I needed to make sure what was there for you. I'm like, no, you need to just leave it as it was because I had it ready to ship. And she's like, no, well, I mean, I had to wash everything. It was so dirty. I had to wash everything. I'm like, she's like, there's black mold on all that. I'm like, why don't you just put it in a dry spot and then charge me for the storage? Like, she had the people at the church store the stuff.
Does she ever call you by a name which she will admit was actually the name of her ex-husband?
She has said something like that where she's like, no, if I was your girlfriend and I locked you out of the house, you would just wait a half hour and you would wait for me to come to my senses and open the door. I'm like, okay, I don't deal with control tactics.
And finish the job that God has been neglecting up to this point.
Yeah, she needs to show me, right? For sure. Oh my God, dude, such a succubus. I cannot believe. Never. I mean, my daughter's mother, she was definitely amazing. I have never, so much loss.
How's your daughter doing,
She turned 18 the other day,
That's what I thought.
and she is,
And is she back in Pennsylvania?
she hoped, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where they went. As soon as I went for Hawaii, they were
Yeah.
supposed to be sending her out here for the summer, and
Yeah.
she could be with mom for school year. And
Yeah.
then she went and filed for full custody. And
Yeah.
before I even got notice in the mail,
Of
the
course,
court let her go
Filed
and
for full custody in Pennsylvania,
And-
making it
changed jurisdiction.
infeasible for
Yeah.
you to show up or have a presence.
Yes, and so she went back with the family where the family supported her and her lawyers, and then I was just barely robbed at gunpoint and was in Hawaii with next to nothing but my farm. And she,
Well, the beautiful thing is
Got
now
full
that she's
custody.
18, she has self-determination.
yes,
And
and
she can think and figure things out for herself. And then she can go ahead and look at you and mom and say, hey, Mom, I see a little different perspective, different side of Ponder than what you give me.
and she remembers. I
Is
mean,
that
she was
because
with
you're a
me.
raving fucking crazy bitch?
Dude, I mean, my mom
Kids
was
can say
super
that.
controlling.
Yeah.
My mom was so controlling.
And
She was
Mormon too, right?
Mormon, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'll either go one
You
way.
look like a typical Norman kid.
So that'll either turn, like a narcissistic parent will turn a kid into another narcissist, or you'll go empathetic, empath, people pleaser. And so I went
Where did you
super
go on your
empath.
mission? When you went on your mission?
I've been on a mission every day of my life since, you know. I'm on a mission in Hawaii right now. I'm going to Arizona soon to have some uncle time with my nieces, and
You said you're going to Arizona?
yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Well, I want to go to school and get my bar exam at Phoenix University, State University. They let you take your education wherever it came from, including autodidactic.
Really?
And you can just take the tests and get your degrees. So I'm like, dude, just tell me where the test is. I will study for it, and I will pass
Let me
this
tell you what the most
psychology,
important,
law.
thing, as far as passing your bar exam, here's the most important thing you need to know. You need to be able to type, because the exam goes on all day long. Well, the written part is actually a day and a half. And if you have to write, you ain't gonna make it. You can't write for a day and a half. And that what happens is
My hand will fall off.
well, you get numb, and your handwriting becomes illegible. And they translate that, honest to God. I'm not calling you God, this is just an expression. But they assume, no really, they assume you're a moron if they can't read your handwriting. Look at this guy, he writes like a 3-year-old. So you do need to know how to type, because if you can type, you can get it done, and you can get it done with
Voice to text, and then
minimal-
and then you edit it yourself.
Well, they're not going to let you out of the room with anything.
And then you're right, my phone. My phone is my device that is half my brain.
Yeah.
But then it's like you can't like just ask AI to write the report for you.
Well, you could.
I mean, right? That's why
Yeah.
they probably don't want you to have your phone
And
alone
actually,
in a room with
that
you. But
is a pitiful thing.
that's what's
There's
going on
no
these
doubt
days.
at all that AI, ChatGPT, or whoever else could pass the bar exam. They really could.
I mean, and then AI would be a way better attorney than my public pretender. I tell you that.
Yeah.
And then none of this would have happened if I had AI as my attorney.
That's right.
And I mean, I was saying I wanted to defend myself,
Yeah.
and the judge wouldn't let me fire my public pretender because they said that I wasn't fit. And these 3-panel psychologists that they sent me to
Yeah.
gave me 1 hour or less, like 45 minutes to an hour, to explain my situation, how 9 years of terrorism built up to this entire community, burning me as a witch,
Yeah.
and then I have to say why they were trying to kill me to just eliminate the problem, because they knew I was going to win if it ever came down
Are
to
you
court.
permanently and cleanly out of that old neighborhood?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I thought that old neighborhood, I never said anything really, but I thought that was a real toxic neighborhood.
Oh my God, you're seriously serious. There's like, wow, dude, something going on in that hill. There's like,
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about it like the hill is possessed with demons and all
Yeah.
this like bad juju in the past.
Well, like I had the guy run up to me and say, "You better not park your car there. You better not park your car there. If you park your car there, the guy down the road, a half a mile, sometimes he gets really pissed off." And I said, "Well, I'm just bringing this water purification system by for a pond. That's all I'm doing, just dropping this off." And he said, "Oh, that's cool. Does that work? Show me how it works." And I said, "All right. Piss into the bucket and don't tell Pond." That's how it works.
Oh my God, dude, Tim, I love you. Oh, dude, you're the best. Holy shit.
Well, you're in the most beautiful place in the world, and that's the place for your heart and soul to grow and to be calm.
I love it. I do love it. I want to get some land in Arizona and a way to get back and forth really easy. And you know what I mean? I want to spend every January and February in Quartzsite in Tucson with my rock people.
That'll be fun.
And then I want to travel the world to different places once or twice a year. And then I want this to be my hub spot for sure. So I think I might still get some land down in Ocean View or somewhere cool where the lava's coming through. It's like winning the lottery. If you pick a spot where the lava's gonna come through, it's just like, yeah, baby, take my land, Pele, take it. And I will get it back from you later after the government gives me a different spot, and then I'll have 2 spots.
Yeah.
And this one I will not have to weed because it will be flat blacktop lava.
Just like they do to all the Hawaiians in the Hawaiian homelands. You know, if you go around this island and you see some home out in the middle of nowhere that just look like this is the most, inhospitable spot I can imagine. That's Hawaii Homelands.
Yeah.
That's the Hawaii Homelands. They give the people just the kind of shit that no one in their right mind would want to live, but because they build a house for them and only charge them $300 a month to have the house, the people go. But they do harbor the resentment of saying, this is what our government has done as far as reparations, giving us back our land.
They're building the new road to Pohiki.
I'm going to take this up with Ponder.
Yeah, right? I'm the decider.
I'm going to take it up with Ponder, and he's going to take him down.
Yeah, dude. I'll go superhero mode on their asses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. My
Yeah,
God. So
this-
Pohiki would be a great spot to buy land because right
Really
now it's like
would.
new blacktop and
Yeah.
they're building the new road back to it and there's going to
Yeah.
be a boat dock down there. So
Yeah.
right now the acres could be like a couple thousand and in like a
Yeah.
couple years it could be like a couple tens of thousands and in
Yeah.
a couple of decades it could be like,
Yeah.
umpteens and 20s and hundreds and stuff. So, I mean, $1 million properties in a decade or two. So,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
as you know, in civilized Hawaii, which is any place that I'm not, housing prices are supposedly the highest in Hawaii than anywhere in the country. And that's saying something. When you're talking California, and that's saying something. The prices are that high. Yeah, and a shack, you probably know it, a shack in Honolulu is $1 million. I mean, there's something you go, well, I got to demolish it first. And they go, well, $1 million. So this is a
Wow.
good place for you to get hold of some land because,
that spot in Nonavole, the house was built on the property line.
yeah,
And it was like rotted all out because they didn't paint it beforehand. So it was
On
like
the
15
property
years.
line.
And so it's like I almost bought like a money pit, right? And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll give you for $50,000. And I was like, man, I guess I could turn this into something. I could probably rent it out and have a perpetual income.
so
and
the property line is going to have to be torn down.
Exactly. So
Yes,
he
sir.
didn't tell me that, and as soon as I was asking him those kind of questions and had people checking it out, then he realized that I wasn't going to fall for the
Wasn't
money
gonna
pit
be a
scam.
dumbass.
And then he's like, "Well, I better get him for everything he's got." He says he's got this court date, and they might lock him up. And now I've kept him busy with trying to move now for 2 weeks and all that. He's like, "I'm going to get him for all of his treasure, all of his poker rights and comics and everything." He's like, "You owe me money for rent." I'm like, "Dude, I've been working on this house like I was going to buy it, like it's like." Oh God, like a work trade situation with no particulars, but I did more than was required because he said I just would be happy if somebody's there,
Well, in Arizona, it's all about the elevation that you're at,
yeah,
what it's going to be like.
yeah. So I want to go with high desert, but like there's a creek on it and
Oak Creek outside of Sedona.
almost to where the ponderosa pines and the mushrooms grow and all that,
Yeah,
like up there, like north, like Flagstaff, like northeast of Flagstaff.
I
That
have,
is a
I have
new.
2 houses in Flagstaff.
You what?
I own 2 houses in Flagstaff.
You are kidding me.
No.
What are you doing with them?
Well, I'm renting them out right now. And actually, I was going to sort of mention, one of them is going to be open for a month. Well, because the old tenant's moving out at the end of May, and then it's going to be unoccupied for a month because I got to have a little bit of work done. Nothing big deal. I'm just going to put a couple baseboard heaters in 2 of the bedrooms. That's all. So it's just electrical work and stuff. But I just mentioned that just so you can put it in the back of your mind
I mean, I could be there
Where-
for that time.
where it will never be revealed. From whence there's no escape.
Yeah, unless I record it, and then I might be able to listen again and be like, "Oh yeah, that was my idea, huh?"
That guy looks like someone I know. I mean, I don't want to know him, but I think I do know him.
Oh my God! You just see, I walk around and people just give me these looks. They're like, "There he is."
Yeah?
Oh my God, there's the guy. I'm like, which one am I?
Well, you do look a lot healthier than you did a year ago or so.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And that's important because you think better and life is better the healthier you are. I mean, that's,
Right? There's like blessings
that's
in
foundation
disguise.
number 1 is
Yeah.
to have your health in control.
Bubbles, no,
Yeah,
come
Bubbles,
on,
no,
you'll be
you-
nice.
You don't shave your fingernails. Look what you did.
You Mr. Scratchy Scratch. No,
Old
no.
man skin. That's old man skin. Please.
No, you'll be nice, mister. You'll be nice.
Yeah,
huh?
you're a great dog. You're a smart dog. Really smart dog. Good temper.
So
I thought about
good.
that, Bubbles, and I thought, oh shit, who's taking care of Bubbles and hope they're taking good care of him?
And she was not training him for the better. Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's pulling on the leash and he's not listening when I mean, dude, he's like starting over with the dog with bad habits. And I'm like, man, I was working so hard at it. And he had mange and all these little
Oh, yeah?
spots of fur missing, and he was so itchy and so miserable. And like I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Thunder, where were you? I spent 4 months in
She
hell.
didn't want to spend any money on him, so she let
No,
him.
and she was talking about herself like, yeah, she's like, I want your dog and did all this, you know how much they would charge for boarding and all this crap. I'm like, oh my God, I would rather him be with anybody in the world but you.
Sit. Sit.
God,
Sit.
poor buddy, and that's gonna affect his whole life. He's gonna have, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, a harder time. Like he was so dialed in with me. We had like a telepathic connection,
Yeah.
and now it's like I have to kind of start over and
Every
show
time
him.
I saw him, he was so happy and so engaged. I mean, so part
Yeah,
of
right?
being around. Yeah.
He just lights everybody up around him. He's just so happy, and everybody. I mean, I walk through Walmart with him, and people are just like, oh, you
Yeah.
know. I'm like,
I've seen that. I mean, the last time we were at the Natch, you had him with you, and everyone was just fawning over him and stuff like that.
dude, he's so
And,
great. And I mean, oh my God, like I
told
got
him-
him. I had him for one day, and then she told me somebody on the road must have kidnapped him, and the cop even said, "Can I look inside for him and stuff?" She's like, "No, you can't come in here." And it's like, you know what I mean? So that she totally lied to the police and said that he was kidnapped. I'm driving around the block. The cops are there asking the neighbors, like we're all asking about my dog. I'm like, Bubbles, is that Bubbles? And he was just inside, locked in the bathroom, probably.
Where's the next physical move for you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm gonna go get the storage unit back that I had. I had the storage unit, and then they let me use their address for like return mail or whatever. So I can get return mail and then have my cards all go back to the address, and then I can slowly just drop like items that I get back from her back in the storage unit, air control, all that stuff. And then have at least that place has a bathroom, and you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
can stop there. It's like in Kayao, so right in between here and Pahoa. And they were pretty good. I had all my stuff on auto pay with them, and
Yeah.
they were always pretty good. And now they did violate my rights many times, and I did stack up a whole file of evidence with them, you know, just in case I was going to sue them for all the crap they did. He ate poison, rat poison, 2 times.
Really?
Well, 3. And the last time I caught him with it in his mouth, and he didn't swallow it, but I had
The
to have his.
little green balls?
Yeah,
Those work.
dude, neurotoxins. And the vet told me that he
I
would.
killed a bunch of rats in my place.
Oh my God,
And
dude.
it worked. And it was sort of pitiful because
It's
the
so
rats
sad.
were laying there
And dude,
and they weren't dead. And I came up to them and they didn't run. They couldn't run, but they were still alive.
yeah, sad.
And just to be humane about it, I went ahead and got a sledgehammer and hit their feet over and over again. All right.
Oh my God! And then the hawk came open.
Yeah.
And then the hawk ate the rat, and then you waited for the hawk to be
Yeah.
stumbling around, and then you smash his feet.
Those hawks are nasty as far as what they do. You know, the Yala, which is the Hawaiian crow, is an endangered species in this island just because of the predation of the Hawaiian hawk, the Io. I mean, that Io just has slaughtered, almost to the point of extinction, the Ayala, or the Hawaiian crow as it's called. Sad, because they've taken the Ayala to the mainland and raised a bunch of them and all that thing, all because, you know, it's keep them from extinction. And honestly, they bring them back here and they let them go, and the freaking hawks, man, they just have radar and just come down and take them out. I don't know why.
Man, right?
It's
Yeah.
sad.
It's survival of the fittest. All these
Yeah.
other ones that have had a whole continent to have to dominate and stuff, you know. And then these guys out here have just been like isolated with no real predators and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm getting told that this is like I had a systems report here that says video must end within 60 seconds due to recent reports if if request fails.
Well, it's better that
Potential
the
ban.
message I usually get this shit is too fucking boring. Would you give me a break? You know, I have intelligence. It's artificial intelligence, but I still have intelligence. You're insulting me. Is that what
Wow.
it said?
No, I
Oh,
know.
okay.
I wonder what we did. I guess I will say bye-bye, and I will try to be good.